Hey everyone, welcome back. Winthrop here, and wanted to give you a quick video on a question I get from quite a few people that is trying to get into the car sales industry. And the biggest question I've been getting is, are car salespeople going to be obsolete? And I believe we will never be obsolete. I know the internet has taken over the whole industry, and consumers are more educated on prices, discounts, unlike the past when we had to actually go to the newspaper and look up what cars are for sale. And because I've been doing this back before, I would say back in 98, when there was not so much internet research, and doing this on a daily basis, a lot of things has changed in the car industry. Now consumers can actually go online and do all their research. So in this video, I am going to actually go over some of the day-to-day stuff that I go through every day on the car dealership lot. And I think the industry has changed a lot, but you still need car salespeople out there. So hit a like on this video, and that will help me out growing as a small channel. And I'll give you some of my views doing this every day. So for a long time in the car industry, the salesman usually had all the answers. The consumer would come in, you would show them multiple vehicles, and you would actually go over features and just whatever the customer really wanted. In today's world now with the internet, the consumer actually gets all that information. Even with the power of YouTube, like if I need to a lot of customers now, if they want to know how to take a top off of a Jeep or take the whole complete top off of a Jeep, they can go to YouTube and just type in that sentence, how to take a top off of a Wrangler, or the radio settings. So the consumer is so much more informed. And going back to one more thing too, it's pricing. Being on the internet now, you have to be the lowest price. So back in the day when the salesman actually had a gap of what the discounts would be, everything now is on the internet. And it does make our job easier, I think, because how I close my deals, I usually let a customer know the reason we're priced the lowest on the internet is the fact that we won't have traffic coming in on that vehicle. And I know a lot of people talk about switch and baiting. Yes, that still goes on in the industry. Sometimes you would see ads out there saying for $299 a month you can get a Ram pickup truck, and then you go down to the very little fine print and you realize you need like $6,000 to $10,000 down to do that. So there's some of that still happens that will never change in the industry. The consumers come in because they see a deal and they want that deal to be for them. And I find that it is a little more challenging to actually put somebody in a car payment that's almost a house payment. So there's some fun parts about it that I really like. And the reason why I think also we're not going to be obsolete is the fact that you still need a real person to go over these features for you. You need to feel the car. I know we have Carvana that you can shop for a car online with a click of a button. I totally get it. But you're taking a risk because you don't know how the car drives, how it feels, and all that. So With me dealing with my customers all day long, sometimes I have to put them in the right vehicle. And I think salespeople are still going to be needed. So, perfect example is a Jeep Wrangler. I've had customers come in and they said, I want a Jeep Wrangler because the Jeep Wrangler looks cool, looks like fun. And then they actually drive a Jeep Wrangler and realize, oh my God, the fit is tighter. It's a little more of a rough ride. And I put them into a Grand Cherokee, which they are like, oh my God, this is the vehicle for me. So I kind of like see how you still got to touch, feel, the whole 9 yards. So another big thing in the car industry is technology. A lot of it has changed. So even though the consumer can research their technology online, they want to feel it, they want to drive it, they want to touch it. Even the radios today in the cars are so much different. Everything is in that unit that is a computer system. It's amazing. I sell EV vehicles. It's amazing how you can see what's working in the vehicle, how the battery is working, when the engine kicks in. So many things you still need a car salesman for. And the consumer wants to be educated. So a lot of things I like about it. A lot of times I can sit down and I can show a video to a customer, which will be much better than going through 50 different features in a car. But I realize we will never be obsolete. They still want to sit down, they still want to negotiate, which is my fun part. And I know technology, AI, everything is going to make customers more aware of what they need to look for. So I have a lot of friends, people that come in, and they're like, I can't believe we still need salespeople to sell cars. I think you do. Because in this industry, it will never change. Self-driving cars can be out, but you still need good salespeople out there. This industry is so amazing because you can actually own your own business without investing into it. And of course, there's a lot of turnover. I get it. A lot of people come in this industry and realize, well, it's not for me. So I totally get that as well. Sorry, it's a little loud out here with all these vehicles moving by. Summertime, and we get a lot of loud. So I want to just show you a quick tour of like a few vehicles and how I actually try to sell these vehicles. So for example, we have a Jeep Gladiator versus the Jeep Wrangler. I'll give you another tour of everything in the front. We got some nice colors here too. Got the orange, which is becoming popular, the green, the white, which is real nice. So when I'm selling a Jeep, my biggest thing is the customer's wants and needs. So I'm going to use this Jeep as an example here. With your Jeep Wrangler, you don't have a truck bed in the back. You got 5 passenger. Let's keep going. That cool tire on the back, big and bulky. And you go over here to the Gladiator, you still got a Jeep, 4-door, but that makes a big difference. So the biggest thing is Why you still need salespeople and they cannot be obsolete? I have customers that come in on a Jeep and they're like, I want a Wrangler. And then I go down further and I'm going to ask them pretty much, are you going to be using this as just a fun vehicle? Or do you have an option where you probably need to put stuff in the back? Maybe you have a business. Maybe you have a, I don't know, surfboard, longboard, ATV, three-wheeler. Some people can use a truck and still have the Jeep as a fun vehicle. You can still take the tops off. You still can take the doors off. So you'll be surprised how many customers come into the dealership and they don't really know exactly what they want. They may do their research online. I've had customers that came in on a Ram pickup and I showed them, narrowed them down to their wants. They want to have fun. They want to go off-road. And then I turned them over to like a Jeep Gladiator, which is pretty nice. And I don't know, I have a Jeep Wrangler. I have a two-door JK. Love it. It's an older one, 2014, one of my favorite year. I don't need four-door, but I do need aggressive tires. I do like the look, the feel. I hit a bump in the road. I don't need to worry about, am I going to tear my front end off? And so again, you have a family that comes in. They're expecting kids. And they need 3 rows, but nobody wants to be in a minivan anymore. So I can turn them over to the Grand Cherokee L, which is a 3-row, and we sell quite a few of those. So again, when the consumer come in and they realize like, okay, I can still get an SUV, but I can get all my wants and needs. I have a big screen. I have heated seats. I have heated steering. Again, salespeople are needed to direct the consumer because, it's touch, see, feel, and do whatever you want. Trucks. Using the Ram as an example. Some people don't need the high-end trucks with leather interior, moonroof. They just need a work truck. So I'll show them a tradesman. They can save some money and they don't need the big screen versus the guy that wants the big screen. He wants it as an everyday vehicle, but he's just a truck guy. So yes, salespeople are still needed. You still need salespeople to go through the whole thing. So I just want to encourage people out there to be aware that the industry is still booming, even with the internet, even with the pre-approvals online. Now you can go online and get pre-approved for a loan, and the dealership has it. You can see what your payments are, you can lease, you can buy, but you still need somebody to put you in the right direction. So this video, I'm just going on and on, but I want people to know that this is a good industry still. You can do a lot in this industry. You can make money, but you still have to go back to some of the old school tactics. You still got to jump on the phone. We have a database we use that I really like, and it works pretty well. You got to realize too, a lot of consumers or customers that's been here in the past in the service, everybody has a cell phone. So I was on, I had this audio book about selling on the phone is still alive. A lot of people believe that you have to put, you have to use like all these different tools on the internet to actually get a customer. It's the same tactics you've been using decades ago still is being used today. And why I love this industry so much is everybody has a car. I go to the gas station, I see somebody with a car, I walk over, I give them a business card, and you'll be surprised how many people still, oh yeah, I need to upgrade my vehicle. Oh yeah, I was thinking about it for a while. So the industry is still pretty good. Just had a customer that drove on the lot, saw me with a video camera, and you had some questions on some of the vehicles. I was putting them in the right direction. So you want to, another thing too, for car salespeople, you want to find the right dealership also. You know, I worked for a luxury brand, Infinity, where there was one brand. Now I work for Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. So I love selling Jeeps, trucks. We have a large array of used vehicles as well, which is pretty nice. And if you're going to get into the industry, you'll be surprised. So I got a plane flying over. It's amazing when you cut a video, everything cuts in. So yeah, for the guy that wants to get into the car industry, find a brand that's fun that you would like. So there's a lot of stuff out there. You know, working for like Mercedes, Jaguar, BMW, a lot of people believe that selling those brands is the way to go. For a lot of people it is. You know, you have to be in that industry for a long time to know it, build up your clientele. But I find that when you sell a brand like Kia, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, that's affordable for a lot of people, I find that you have a better chance of starting out. So we're not going to be obsolete. Don't want to keep this video going on too long. Wanted to put something out there. And yeah, get into this industry. We are needed, and we can make a lot of money doing this if you treat it as your own business and realize it's a career. I know we are looked at sometimes as, I've had customers tell me when I meet them at the door, I don't like car salespeople. And I'm like, I'm sorry, you know, you feel that way. But, you know, I definitely become their friend. I definitely, when they leave, by the time they leave, they're actually like, wow, my experience was really good. So that's a whole different video on how to deal with customers that are gonna have a wall. And a lot of people do have a wall in front of them when they're spending a lot of money, and the payments are much higher now. So I'll definitely make some videos about those. So quick video here about the industry, and you gotta love what you do. I don't care if you sell, I don't know, like they always say in the past, toilet paper, it doesn't matter. You know, you gotta love what you do, and you gotta be very good at what you do. But there's people in this industry that do very well. So if you're thinking about doing it, get into it. And the training is provided by the dealership, so you can do very well. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Would love for you to like and subscribe the video. I'm still pretty new here with YouTube, and I'll be putting out more content. You have a good day, and hope you enjoy it.